YNW Melly's court hearing just revealed his new release date, as he defied his lawyer's advice to seek early release. The News reported, today's hearing marks the first time YNW Melly publicly went against his legal team's advisement in open court. As Melly was seen yelling at his lawyers,
Yes, sir. Against our advice, our client was proceed.
You objected. We're requesting you to determine the automatic stay.
Based upon what our client has instructed us, yes, sir.
the evidence being argued involves his alleged gang association. As YNW Melly yelled at his lawyers, he was overheard in the courtroom saying, "I don't care. I'm not in any gang." They can't prove that.
Where? 92407 call for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership in gang. There are things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravator, that's the death. Aggravator, that's the gang. He was charged in committing the fourth person gang as an aggravator in terms of
something that they would have to find by way of the
yes.
The reason Melly doesn't care if the evidence is included or not is because his lawyers get it thrown out. The paperwork that follows would delay the trial until 2027. This means YNW Melly could spend 7 to 9 years in jail before even being convicted of the crime.
Besides Mr. Demon's case, which I removed, this division currently has 38 other cases, special set file. 22 of those, numerous of those are right now. This division has filed special set in December.
However, the state wants the trial delayed again to ensure all the evidence they plan to use against Melly is allowed, as they aim to secure a life sentence for YNW Melly in the second trial.
Finally, Judge, just so again the record's clear, what this given Judge Murphy's order, and there would be an intent to comply with it, what the court is compelling the state to do is to go forward with evidence that has been suppressed. In other words, we would not be able to use that evidence.
As of now, the attorneys could go to the appellant court and request that they issue a stay or place a hold on the trial, and that seems to be the only way that this trial does not move forward on the scheduled date. So if that doesn't happen, Melly trial number 2 will begin in about 2 months.
This caught the attention of YNW Melly's mother, who then went on Instagram Live to share the final decision on when the trial will begin.
Basically what happens today is the judge has said we are not delaying trial. We will be going to trial September 10th. Even though there's things that's up with the 4th DCA that has been ruled to be suppressed and not able to be used in the upcoming trial, the judge is just upholding those orders. So therefore, all of the, basically what was up on appeal was all of that stuff, what they were using as an enhancer in order to get the penalty qualified. The judge ordered all of that to be suppressed. So moving forward onto the new trial, the state will not be able to bring that.
At the end of the hearing, YNW Melly's lawyers requested a bond release until the trial in September, but it was denied. It's reported this was Melly's reaction after being denied bond for the double murder case. He has been in jail for 2,320 days without a guilty verdict. Melly was denied for one key reason tied to the prosecutor's insurance plan. Here's why. They created a full evidence file to ensure he remains in jail until trial, presenting the judge with the most incriminating evidence. It was revealed that prosecutors updated the file, showing Melly unknowingly filmed admitting to the murders of Saka, Sor, and Juvie just 5 hours after the crime, while dancing in a parking lot with Prokasa with Puka, while dancing in a parking lot. YNW Bortland.
Melly's still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! But still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
Showing not even an ounce of sadness for the loss of their two best friends. Melly was unknowingly filmed again, this time 30 minutes before the crime. He was seen leaving the studio, sitting in the back left seat, preparing for Saka, Juvie, and Bortland to get into the Jeep.
Excuse me, you're able to see? Yes? All right.
This detail is crucial because official court documents state the direction of bullets traveling from left to right in the car supports the claim that they originated from the back left seat where YNW Melly was positioned. Prosecutors even had Juvie's mother confirm he was sitting there.
Can you state your name before we go into the hearing?
Leon.
And are you related to one of the
Yes, I am.
How's
Mother.
and who is that?
Christopher Tony.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat? If you can identify specifically.
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
But this wasn't the only evidence brought into the courtroom. What happened next was so disturbing that many now believe the Florida court system is corrupt. Prosecutors managed to convince Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, and YNWA Bortland to strike a deal with them. Here's how. Mariah had been hiding outside the U.S. since before Melly's original trial. Authorities claim Melly either forced or paid her to leave the country so she couldn't testify. But after years, abroad, when she tried to return to visit her family, she was arrested at the airport.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
She was struggling badly in jail, which is why during her first court hearing, she immediately made a deal with the judge. The judge told her, if you agree to testify against Melly and tell the truth about what really happened to Sackhazer and Juvie, then you're free to go. She accepted instantly, marking the worst possible news for YNW Melly once released. She posted on Facebook and to her village, "Thank you to my village. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine." This is critical as the feds uncovered disturbing evidence in Mariah's iCloud linking Melly to witness tampering, forcing her not to testify in the original trial. If she confirms it's true, Melly will be sentenced to life in prison.
State filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The scariest part is that the witness tampering charge is separate from the 2 murder charges Melly is facing. This means even if he's found not guilty of Sackhazer and Juvie's deaths, a guilty verdict for witness tampering alone could still result in a life sentence. What's even more alarming is that the feds have not allowed YNW Melly to use a jail phone for several months. Things got so bad that his mother, Jamie King, did an interview exposing the county jail for denying him phone access.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
This suggests that the feds have solid evidence why YNW Melly was using the jail phone to commit witness tampering. They wouldn't ban him from phone access based on a hunch, as that could lead to a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. When you add this to what YNW Bortland might do to Melly, things get even worse. What most people don't know is that Melly's lawyer already tried to shift the blame on to Bortland on the very first day of the original trial.
Those were his letters. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car, 2 bodies, car riddled with bullets. When he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in the pocket, not Cortland Henry.
That was YNW Melly's own lawyer telling the feds and the judge that it was YNW Bortland who had been lying to authorities all along.